Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, get your attention, please. Call this meeting to order. Mr. Johnson, I'm going to ask you to give the invocation for us, please, sir. Sure.
Father, once and again we come before you and ask you for your guidance to give us wisdom and knowledge to make the right decision for the city tonight. We ask you to bless us in your name. Look down on our sick, those that's on our soldiers that's on the battlefield. All these blessings I ask in your name. Amen.
Amen. Stand pledge allegiance to the flag of our nation.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've got the agenda before us. There's been a suggestion or two that we might do some modifications, but I want to suggest that under the citizens and then mayor and commissioner comments, anything that you might want to add, we can handle that there. If it's a topic that you want to bring up in this workshop, be sure to do that there. So entertain a motion that we approve the agenda as printed.
Offer motion.
Mr. Johnson made a motion that we approve the printed agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Ramey. Any further discussion about the agenda? Hearing none, I call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the agenda is set. Okay, the first item, a number of us were down at a little workshop and seminar a few months ago, and where this was first brought up, and Andrea Taylor, our executive director of our industrial authority, is here to present it to us. Andrea, thank you for being here, and it's all yours, buddy.
Thank you. Yeah, one of the things that we talked about a few months ago, we had down at Jekyll's, a few of y'all were there, I think Eric was there too. We had someone from Georgia EMC come and facilitate and come up with some goals for us as a community. I'm a big believer in getting everybody to the table, getting everybody's opinion, bringing city and county together. I like to have everybody's input. I want Hazelhurst and Jeff Davis County to project a very unified front. And one of the things we discussed at that retreat, that economic development retreat, and one of the things that came out of that as a goal for our community was to move forward with a marketing and branding campaign. We had someone come from 365 Degree Total Marketing. This is a company that is out of St. Simons Island. I've worked with them in the past. They are very professional, do a fantastic job, timely. You really get what you pay for. The quality is unparalleled. In the state of Georgia, they are the only company that is associated with GACCE, which is the Georgia Association of Chamber of Commerce Executives, that does community branding and marketing. So they are, they do a great job. I know them all very well. And that's just kind of, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to step up here, but that's just kind of something that you see here. This is just a proposal. You can see who they are, why they are the best, and I can email this to you, but it has basically all the people that work for them, what they do, and the leaders of the project. Linda Mosley, she's the owner. She's been in the business for years. She's worked with many different communities in chamber and economic development marketing. And then just some other folks that work with them that do different things for them. You can see they have won lots of different awards for websites, community branding, and marketing. You can see they have a lot of different services that they offer. And one of the things that our community needs, we don't have any kind of unified brand for the community. You know, you ask, well, what's Hazelhurst and Jeff Davis County known for? And somebody will say, well, we have a lot of forestry industries, or, we have Maryhill dumplings, or, we build food products, they build guns, But we don't have one thing that everybody, can really attach and say is Hazelhurst, Jeff Davis County. And that's what this, is about. You can see why it's important. A brand would really say who we are. It would let people know where we're going. It helps you really present a really professional front. Helps our community compete for business and positions us for the future. What they would do if we decide to move forward with this process, what they would do is bring everyone to the table. We would have a SWOT analysis to bring all of us to the table to talk about our strengths, opportunities, weaknesses, and threats. And out of that, they had different meetings with leaders in the community, and they come up with, you can see, they try to uncover a unique and distinctive voice of Jeff Davis County. They would develop logos, as you can see, design logos in different formats, which are very important when you're building websites, when you're sponsoring events to send to different whoever you use. For example, I worked in Douglas when we did the one here for Douglas Coffee County, and we used 365. As you can see, they've done a lot of different, kind of making each community unique and authentic. These are some of the logos that they have developed. And one of the things we would like to do as a community, as you can see, what they did was they took one distinctive logo and they made it their own for each entity. They did one for the chamber. They had two different development authorities in Coweta County. They did one for the county. But you can see they all kind of blend and flow together. So that's one of the things we're looking at doing as a community. And then you can see this one is Columbia County. They did one for the Development Authority. They did one for the Convention and Visitors Bureau. So unique variations of logos is what they would offer us if we should decide to do this. Community branding, when you get ready to have marketing items for the community, it all says the same thing. You're all on the same page. And then this is an example of what they developed for Noonan, Coweta County. They did the SWOT analysis. They developed this prosperity front door. That's the tagline for Coweta County. And you can see all the different marketing materials that they offer you and how, from your business cards to all of your marketing materials for the community, they all flow together and look very professional. This is what we did in Douglas Coffee County. Of course, we wanted to show that Douglas Coffee County was a global marketplace, and so that's why there's the globe there. Business is brewing. Why nobody in Douglas Coffee County ever thought of this, I don't know. But, of course, it's Coffee County, and everybody says, oh, well, y'all don't make coffee. Of course, everybody knows you don't make coffee in Coffee County. But they use that tagline to, bring out the distinctiveness, the uniqueness, that was Douglas Coffee County, because it was known in the state as being a hub of industry and business, even though it is a small community. They provide you with all these different information for the logos. You can see the marketing material. This is the marketing material. You can see, of course, there's a Hulk donut right there in the foreground. These are people who are from Douglas Coffee County. We didn't use any kind of stock photos or anything like that. So they do, part of this packaging is for them to have photo shoots, bring in people that we know, people who can represent the community. You can see all different kinds they developed a website, they developed art that was centered around that whole business is brewing theme. So anyway, just some ideas of what they would offer for us. And then this is just a description of the services and pricing. You can see what we would get as a community is the SWOT analysis with our key partners. As you can see, the logo development. So they would have developed logos for the county, the city, the Board of Tourism, the Chamber, the Development Authority, and any other entity that wanted to participate. I know that the hospital and the school system are also interested in participating, and so that would really, I think, position our community as a unique and wonderful place to do business. We would all have that same tagline, that same campaign development for marketing. The price tag for this marketing and branding package is $31,000, and all that is included. So what we're trying to do is get support from all the different entities. We're trying to get support from the Development Authority has already voted to support this. The Chamber, the Board of Tourism, the city, the county, the hospital, and the school system. That's 7 different entities. So if we divided that up, it would be about $5,000 per entity if y'all would like to participate in this. Like I said, it is something that came out of that economic development retreat as a goal for the community. And of course, the city of Hazelhurst is right at the center of all this, so we definitely, really want y'all to be included. These are some different, like I said, I don't know if y'all have this in your packet, but you have some different references But, as I said, the company does a great job. I don't know any other company.
How
that
soon do
does
you
it.
think you will be able to visit with all 7 entities and get a commitment? Say, if we give you a commitment tonight, how soon do you think you'll get an answer from everybody to?
I mean, I think, I'm not gonna be able to go to the Board of Tourism meeting tomorrow, but, so I don't meet again until February. I'm hopefully, sure that they would wanna participate. Like I said, the Development Authority definitely wants to participate.
If you make the rounds and everybody agrees to participate, which I know that you hope that they will, and I do too, here.
Mid-February.
So you're talking about, you'll need to come back and say, okay, you've all committed, and you need to write the check by, sometime February, 1st of March?
Yeah, I'd say March.
March is-
I mean, if we needed to wait until,
In other words, you would let us borrow the money if we needed to borrow from you for a while?
yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir,
okay.
I won't even charge you any.
Okay.
But is this, one-time deal? I mean, this is every year? You do it
Oh,
every,
no,
each
no,
year?
No, sir, you do it one time.
One time.
Mhm. Yep, and hopefully that brand is there to carry you forward, so that people in the state, begin to recognize you as
Mhm.
that, because I can't tell you how many people
This-
know that business.
This is simplifying it a little bit too much, Dwayne, but the McDonald's arches,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you drive into town and, I mean, you said, that's oversimplifying it now. It's
What?
a little bit more than that.
I understand it, but I was just wondering, some of what you were saying, it just sounded like you would be updating it each year. You were doing,
No,
so
no,
when
no.
you do it one time, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, you might have to, years from now, I would think, but you want something that's gonna kind of stand the test of time, I would say,
Mhm.
for your community, because you want that, people for years to come to be able to recognize your community. Oh, yeah, that's the community with the whatever,
Mhm. Mhm.
Will there be a trademark that's registered or copyrighted?
Okay, gentlemen, you heard the lady, make the presentation, questions, how do you feel? You want to encourage her, discourage her, what is y'all make the decisions, this is a cooperative effort here.
I mean, I think it's something that needs to be done, she's give us till March, so, I mean, I think it'd be a good idea.
I also think it's something that we all need to do in our city and county, of a cooperative atmosphere. I think it's a whole lot more that can be accomplished working as a team.
Ms. Leggett?
I think it's something we could look into,
Okay. Mr. Johnson?
I'm all for it, especially when you said it ain't broke one time.
One time.
But I think anything to help our city grow,
don't you?
I mean, and to put us out there,
It's
it's
something we could
good.
look into.
And if it was 30,000 each year, then I said, let's
No.
talk for a few minutes.
Well, a lot of people are doing this,
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
unify how they project, and, it does try to bring us all together with a common theme, and since the hospital and everybody is trying to work with this, I think I'm gonna recommend to you folks that we, tell Ms. Taylor that we plan to try to participate and, come up with our segment. I know we're under financial stress right now, but, things are beginning to look a little, we've made some moves that I'm already seeing is gonna benefit us some. So I think, I'm gonna recommend to you that you, of course, if you want to wait Thursday night to, hash it over among yourselves, she's here tonight, she probably can't come back Thursday, or you can, we can encourage her and say that we'll plan to try to participate and be ready with our portion of the money by, March sometime, or you can wait till Thursday night, or you can tell her you're not interested, you can tell her something, but tell me what you wanna tell her.
I think that we could look at this as a tentative situation, that if, I don't see anything changing, if it's only $5,000 one time, I think we can come up with that by March. Thereby, I move that we approve this.
Okay, a motion is made very, upfront and forward, that we plan to approve this and participate with the 7 entities, assuming, of course, all 7 wants to play ball, and
seven.
of course, we hope that all 7 will. There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Johnson. We've got a motion and a second that we participate in the branding and marketing corporation that Ms. Taylor's presented. Is there any further discussion about it?
Just one other thing. With this, you know, now the city has our personal cards, you know, pass out now. Do that do away with what we have here and we just go with this?
You can do whatever, I mean, you can, you know, you can use whatever you have now, and then when you get ready to get new cards printed, if you want to incorporate the new,
You would want them all to be the same though, wouldn't you?
Right.
I mean-
right.
And it could be that once they see this might be included in the new brand. You never can tell. It might even be a part of it, so
Yeah.
you don't know,
Exactly.
you don't know till you get through with it.
Okay,
Exactly. Y'all are one of the ones with the logo, so.
okay.
I love our logo.
Okay, we may want to, make sure that it's incorporated in it some way, so we don't know. Yeah, that decision to be made. Okay, any further discussion? We've got a motion and a second on the floor.
Just make sure you put our logo and our flag in it. I don't care. I'm through, I'm out of it. I just
I'll assure you, when the meeting gets together, and all these ideas come in, Mr. Johnson, your opinion will be,
Thank you, I just want us
will
to
be
be
put forward.
put out there. We don't wanna be in the back, we wanna be in the front. All right.
You got anything?
Just to clarify, is the motion is contingent upon all 7 entities?
Yes.
As I said, tentative is contingent upon all 7 being a part of it. Thank you.
And if one falls through, she might wanna come back and get divide it by 6 instead of 7, and we might wanna play ball with her. Because if, you know, we found out ourselves that we're not always together, so, but that's a possibility. Okay, with that, again, anybody else ready to spit forth? If not, I'm fixed to call for a vote. Okay, I'm gonna call for a vote. All in favor say aye.
Uh-huh.
Any opposed? Because Andre, you've done a good sales job. All right, so-
Thanks, Mayor.
all right, good. All right, let's move on. Okay, the next item is the liaison appointments and reappointment of employees. Now, it may be we can hash this out tonight and confirm it at our regular meeting, or we can handle it tonight. However the council wants to do it, we can get it out of the way so that Thursday night we can handle other business that we've got coming before us. But through the years, my experience has been that the mayor sort of did this, but I found out that our charter says that among yourselves, that you council persons are to make determine the area that you want to be the liaison for. And it's in the, if you've referred to your charter, you'll see that it's there. And then, of course, the reappointment of the employees and department heads here, I've got that ready, and I've got a recommendation. So I'll tell you what I'll do, since this is joint in that number 2, I'm going to recommend to the council that we appoint, reappoint Fire Chief Wasden as the fire chief for the coming year. We reappoint Police Chief Ken Williams as police chief for the coming year. That we appoint Craig Chris McKitchen as the water and sewer director of that department, and that department head, we'll say. And then in the street department, that we appoint Conrad Swain, that Mr. Parisi remain as the supervisor out at the golf course, and Mr. Cody to consider to look after our airport. And I'm going to make that as a form of recommendation. And I entertain a motion that we do that for the coming year.
I'll make a motion.
Mr. Glover made a motion that we they confirm my requested appointments. It's been seconded by Mr. Ramey. Is that correct, sir?
That's correct.
Any further discussion?
Oh, what about Bernice?
Pardon? Well, she's not a department head. She's a flunky that helps me.
Oh, my heavens. I love you too.
Clerk.
Ms. Leggett, that's a very good point, honey. I appreciate you bringing that out. I just assumed that, and you know what, we won't get into assume. Everybody's heard that. So let's handle this correctly, and our parliamentarian will help us with this. Ms. Leggett, would you make a motion that we amend the motion to include reappointment of Ms. Bernice as well? Make that motion, please.
I make the motion.
Include Ms. Bernice in this. Is there a second to Ms. Bernice's amendment?
Second.
Second by Mr. Ramey. Any further discussion about the amendment to include Ms. Bernice in the new appointment? Hearing none, I call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Now then, we've got an amended promotion, we got an amended motion on the floor now. It's been amended by Ms. Leggett. You're on the ball, lady. Well, we may have to run you for mayor. We've got an amended motion now that Ms. Leggett added, Bernice, what are you shoving money under the table to her or something? Okay, so much for that foolishness. Okay, any further discussion now about the amended motion? Hearing none, I call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, all of y'all have been reappointed for the coming year. All right. Okay, now then, among yourselves, as far as the liaison with each department, the charter has been rewritten to say that that among yourselves you do this. It's taken out of my hands. All right. Now to help y'all, okay, Mr. Raymond.
I have no problem in serving in any portion that you would think that would be best for us. The same as you did as an appointment of each of these people. Each that I had been told, we cycled through so that we would have a better understanding of the whole city. And each one of us as a council member would take a different department each time so as to alternate and have better knowledge of the entire city works. If we can do that, I'd like to go on your recommendation.
Well, it's been done that way in the past. The only problem is now that that's a very good way for each person to have a year of tenure in each department. And I've said this, I think, in the years past, that when a councilman comes in and does over a period of time rotate from department to department, it makes them better equipped to run for mayor. If they want to run for mayor, to having been in all of these various departments and had that experience. But like I say, the wisdom of the previous administration has said that the council will divide that among yourselves. So what I'm going to recommend now is that is a good idea, and it's worked well through the years. But I'm going to recommend now, in order to try to make sure that we get off in a pleasant sort of form, that each one of you to sort of say you pick what I'd like to do or see done, and then you'll have to take the final decision yourself. If you get too rough, I'll try to bring you back in line. I'll try to be a good holder of the gavel here.
I'll make a motion that you make the appointment. Just make the appointment, how you wish to make it.
I'll second that motion.
Got a motion on the floor that I got a motion on the floor that to put the monkey on my back, and I can blank sure handle it. Now, is that your son calling in? That son? Good. He's got a son heading off to the military, and he's been expecting that call. He notified us it was coming in.
Yep. Doesn't get but one call, so.
Pardon?
He doesn't get but one call, so we need to take care of it.
We understand that. Okay, got a motion on the floor that I handle the appointments and put it on my back, and I appreciate you having the confidence in me to do that, and I will do it. All in favor of letting the mayor handle this appointment, say aye.
Aye.
Voting on whether for me to handle your motion, you want to vote aye?
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? Okay, I'll handle it, and I'm going to, since it's put in my hands now, to make sure I do a good job, I'm going to handle this Thursday night. So put it on the agenda for Thursday night, and I'll make the appointments. Okay, let's move along. Okay. Now then, in order to to fill some spaces that, need to be done. With our budget cuts that we're going, we've got a place or two where we want to put in some part-time employees working just a few hours a week that will not, require a full salary and also not require benefits. And so, what I think I want to do is Thursday night, I want you to think about it, maybe, we've got in mind maybe 2 or 3 positions where we can bring in some people 1 or 2 days a week and handle some duties, part-time employees and without benefits will cost us very little money. And we want you to authorize, or I think 1 or 2 of you told me that you might want to go ahead and handle this tonight. I'll let y'all decide it however y'all want to do it. But I'm going to recommend either tonight, if you want to handle it, or if you want to think about it, you think about it for Thursday. You all make the decision. We're going to need some part-time staffing, of personnel, and, that'll be, now, again, I want you to understand that we have found out that, part-time employees, under certain circumstances, can be brought under retirement and other circumstances. But we're only asking you to approve, and the employee will be stated that is to work during this period of time. You are a part-time employee with no benefits. You may work a month, you may work 6 months, you may work whatever period of time. We don't know what period of time. And I'm going to ask you to allow us to fill some spaces with that either tonight or Thursday night. Y'all decide.
I don't have an objection to either time that we do it, but, trying to save the money, I like the idea of, saving that on benefits. That's half the salary that we talk about most of the time
That's true.
anyway.
A lot of people don't realize that. Well, you gonna make a motion tonight, or you wanna do it Thursday when you wanna do it?
Anybody have an objection as a council member doing it tonight? Motion is moved.
Mr. Ramey's made a motion that you authorize us to proceed with the part-time employment under the circumstances I've described. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Johnson. Heck, y'all making all the decisions around here, who y'all think you are?
Well, we...
Again...
You trying to get us started, that was
Seconded on the floor, for this, any further discussion? Hearing none, I call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion's carried. Okay, I'll be very discreet to try to bring in some specialists in a place or two that can help us to survive. Okay. The, J.A. Yon Road water line. It is all the council, and we'll ask the people in the audience here as well. You remember the contamination project that we've gone through with the old Sound Lock Cooking Company project over here? Is everybody on the council familiar with that? You know, there was wells drilled all up and down First Avenue and various places. Is everybody familiar with that? You know what I'm talking about, everybody on the council, and I hope you all are too. Anybody got any questions about this designated area of this contamination? Lo and behold, when we left that well over there at Gill Street with our water line, and one area down there, somewhere down the street before you get to the city park, we got inside that little cloud area of that contamination. Well, lo and behold, first of all, EPD approved the whole thing. They missed it. And to tell you the truth, I don't know why. As much as I've worked with those people for the first years that I was mayor, back during this period of time I've worked with them, I've got to know those people that come in and do that real well. They're a nice bunch, and I've made friends with them. And even when we found out, I called them, and I said, this is what's happened. Well, Mayor, can't y'all just get on the other side of the road? I mean, that's how agreeable these people are that's policing and handling this contaminated area where they don't want to. And another thing, Mayor, we're fixing to clear it and get rid of it. Well, when they sent the thing back and all, the rascals, not them, but others, have asked us to move it. So we've made a point to move the area down the railroad track, cross it another place, and come across and stay out of that contaminated area. So with that done, Now, EPD has said that, yes, we will reapprove, and I think you've got some notification on that.
Came in today.
Yeah, got in today. It got the easements and all for us to get back on the railroad, back at the right place. Now we've got to go to the railroad company and tell them we want to move the bore down the railroad track a ways. And I'll be darned if we hadn't had to make this mess trying to get this thing done. But according to what I'm told today, and talking with everybody, we're about to get the project modified and corrected and on the way. And that's about the only, I thought it was imperative that everybody know what's going on. Anybody got any questions? I'll try to answer them if you got any. Y'all are a nice bunch. Okay, Ms. Vernice, you want to talk about you and the deputy clerk's training? Y'all gonna be some educated people.
Yes, sir, we might be once we get through. We have the clerk's training, in Jekyll Island, February 2nd through the 4th. Need the council approval for hotel stay and meals. Also, as district clerk, I'll be going down a little early Sunday morning we always have our meetings for the Clerks Association. So basically, we just need y'all's approval for that.
Entertain a motion, ladies and gentlemen, that we approve the clerk and deputy clerk's training for February the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Make a motion.
Mr. Bloodworth made the motion. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Ramey. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I call for the vote. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion's carried. All right, Forward Leadership Academy. Ken, what you got on it, Chief?
Well, basically, Chief Williams got with me and this Jeff Davis Forward Leadership Academy that our airport manager Cody White attended last year. This is the same event that they got going this year, and Chief Williams will be representing the city for us through this leadership training.
Very good, Mr. Chief Williams. Are you in agreement to putting in $25,000 in the pot to do this and paying your way and all for that? I guess y'all know that I may be inserting a little bit too much novelty in the situation, but if you've been through all that I have this week, a little jovialness may help. It's helping me. It's therapy for me at any rate. Ken, we're delighted that you'll serve in this capacity. Ms. Andrea, we've got our appointee from the city.
We appreciate y'all.
Entertain a motion that we approve the J.D. Forward Leadership Academy designee as Chief of Police Ken Williams for the coming program.
So moved.
Mr. Ramey's made a motion that we approve this. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Johnson. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
So be it. Water and sewer adjustments will be next Thursday night, check register and all those things. We'll handle that then. Is there, y'all got anything hard? Nancy, I told you to jog me on something that we would handle it under, in this area. What was it?
You told me?
I did.
Oh, boy.
Said it's too late to modify what you made it out, and I'll try to cover
Chief
it.
Watson's information was one of them. And Commissioner Johnson's information. That's what it was Friday.
Don't come in like I didn't ask you to remind me and make yourself a note. Okay, what was it, Chief Watson? What was it?
Come on there.
Yeah. We got the agenda out before this came up, and I told Ms. Vernice to help me, and Mr. Hart, she's got more she handled this week, so.
First of all, I want to thank y'all on behalf of the leadership group here that y'all hired us back. Appreciate that. We're happy to have a job for another 12 months.
Listen, I didn't ask for all this mess. I'm following guidelines.
I understand, Mayor. Just know that we're happy about it.
All right, okay. All right.
Two things. One, last year I come before the Mayor and Council, February 3rd and 4th is going to be Firefighter Recognition Day, and we're going to have a legislative dinner. There's a group of firefighters from here going up there. Last year the city paid for a room for our guys for 2 nights, and the county paid for a room for our guys 2 nights. So I'm just asking for that again. We do have the money in the budget. I just want y'all's approval to do that.
How much money is that we're talking
$300.
about? For both nights?
Yes, sir. We get a special rate through GMA.
Yeah.
GMA books our rooms. GMA books my rooms because I have a room booked under the
Fire
Chief
Chief
Association, so.
Fire Chief Watson has asked us to approve some expenditures for his firemen to go on this, trip, for funds less than $500. Entertain a motion, we approve it.
So moved.
Mr. Ramey has made the motion,
I make a motion.
and, Ms. Leggett has seconded the motion. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
It's done. What else?
Next thing is, last year, being the president of the Chief Association and part of the legislative team, we had a very light legislative agenda last year in the fire service. That will not be the case this year, so I will be probably having to spend some time in Atlanta. And I just wanted to let y'all know, I appreciate y'all backing me in the position I'm in, and just making sure y'all understand, I may have to spend some time up in Atlanta. I may have to spend a couple of nights up there, because there will be quite a bit of hearings on we're going to be doing some indemnification and some pension fund legislation that's going to be crucial this year. So I know we will spend our platform will be much wider. We were very quiet last year because of everything that was on the governor's plate, but this year, fire service has got quite a bit of legislation that's going to be, but I wanted to make sure y'all know I'll be up there, and just make sure you're okay with it.
Okay, try to, find out when they're gonna have a fire down here, and go, make sure you're up in Atlanta.
Yes, sir. That's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think and we're proud of you being able to, represent the city in such a broad spectrum of service in the state, and the things that you've achieved, and we're proud of you, and we're gonna tolerate, this term will be up when? September.
Rome, Georgia.
Huh?
I want to Rome, Georgia.
Rome, Georgia.
I'll hand it off to somebody else in
Yeah,
September.
hand it off to somebody else in September. We appreciate you representing the association and obtaining the title that you've done. We commend you for that, Chief. Thank you very much. Okay, there was something with...
Commissioner Johnson had contacted you about some information that he wanted to place on the agenda Friday.
Yeah. Well, my thing was, it was pursuant to which department we was gonna be back over.
Okay.
So, there's nothing that I have to address right now. We looked at some things that if I'm back over the public works, I want to have something set up with the community, because we want to address the cemetery. And, well, anyway, that was one. And the only other thing, well, I'll do that in the commission. Is the commissioner now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Don't forget about the 18th. My thing is the program. If y'all can, please come. The all-elected...
What about the MLK Day now, and the MLK
Oh,
Parade
yeah.
on the 18th? That's just coming Saturday.
My thing is the program. You know, the parade might be, it might not, but we're going to have a program. We're going to sing, and our school superintendent is going to be talking. The whole purpose of that is keeping these children in school. I don't know how we're going to do it, but that's what we are gunning for. It's going to be a nice program. The band will be playing and bringing some earplugs, or they're going to play inside the church. They're going to get as loud as my church.
Oh, they're not going to be in your church?
No, it's going to be at Mount Calvary.
Oh, really?
No, it's not going to be in... We'll take it over to Benedict if you want to now.
Well, you got a bigger place.
Well, but anyway, he's going to be speaking, the school superintendent is speaking. We put it on Savannah News. I hadn't seen it yet, but I want somebody from down there coming to hear and see what's going on in Jeff Davis. So, all stations were notified, and we're looking for them. Whether they come or not, me and Ken gonna be out there marching.
Oh, yeah, I thought you said you didn't know whether you're going to have a parade or not.
Oh, we're gonna have a parade. I mean, the parade will be there, but my thing is the program. We're gonna have a parade.
Okay, you're going to have a parade.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Might be one car, but we're gonna have a parade. That's why I think me and Ken might be the only one. Excuse me, y'all, I'm sorry. But if you can, come, it's gonna be a nice program. At 11, start at 10, and 10:30, we hope to be in the church.
Will be mighty short for
So I
it.
need to talk to you. Well, it'll be long enough.
Did we miss citizens' comments, or?
Yes, we did.
Oh, Lord.
I'm trying to make sure we don't have any. I'm kidding. We'd be glad to hear from you.
No, I mean, I was just asking on the water line and everything, I know we're moving into whatever else. Is the cost of this gonna take and change anything that's already been budgeted?
I have no
out for?
idea.
Or
I have
is
no
it wait
idea.
on the engineers
I
to
have to
take and change?
He did say this, that by moving down the track, we're shortening the amount of pipe a little bit, but as far as all the other paraphernalia and what's involved in, I really don't know.
I just want for clarity, that's all.
I can't tell you. I know that they brought in surveyors, surveying a new route. The city has obligated labor, and we've also designated our prisoners, helping cut through right-of-ways and places where they're going through, and so we have definitely spent some more money, as I don't think it's going to appreciably change the bid. But, okay, Rhonda,
I got a question. The state patrol post, it's looking good. The block work looks like it's finished on the front.
I think block has brick.
Brick, I'm sorry, brick. And the truss went on the carport today. Part of them did, not all of them.
The rest will go on tomorrow.
But my concern is the felt. Are we gonna put anything?
I'm tired of it. How about you, take it over? I'm tired of replacing that felt all the time.
We
How
just
about you?
got it.
Huh?
It's gonna get some water damage. Got more rain coming.
Yeah,
Can we put some more OSB or some?
if you think you can get up here with me and Charles and make the time that all we going through to try to come up with the roofing colors and match and what we've got to do,
They didn't pick that out?
huh?
They didn't pick that out?
Heck, the state, sometimes they pick out stuff that's mighty expensive.
Oh, okay.
You remember, let me tell you something while you're bringing that up. Y'all, I am very proud, and the roof needs to be on. It needs to be on bad. And we are going back out there every weekend, or every time it rains and blows it off, we put it back on. We're not gonna let the roof get damaged, I'll assure you. We made an initial draw, we made an estimate of what the building would cost. We made an additional draw of $300,000 to start us in our construction loan out there. We've got all the hauling in field, dump truck loader field came in to get us up to the elevation they wanted to be there, and get our porch and everything outlaid. We dug all of our footing foundation, we traded with a lot, and every person, and that's the one thing with the roof. We got another for price here, specialized one type of roof and another roof, and the warranty is for 20 years here and 30 years here, and the gauge is 20 gauge or some other gauge here, and just thing after thing that's come up, and the price of, for instance, inside the kitchen in the state patrol post, it's a nice kitchen, and it will be used, but not feeding 20 or 30 or 40, 50 people like a restaurant is. They specified one of those gas fire extinguisher places over that kitchen oven, and oh man, that was stupid to spend $15,000 for that type of expenditure on an oven that's not even used as much as yours is at your house. Yours at your house, your kitchen will be used way more than this was. We had to go through getting that modification and getting that handled properly. To make a long story short, we got a $300,000. We paid for all 5 air conditioners today. The bricks are all paid for. The brick mason is almost through. The trusses are all on. We don't have the roof on. We haven't used the $300,000 yet. And if you don't think that's good, you try it. If you think you can put that together, it's what we've done out there. Charles and I have really worked on that thing, and I'm just as proud as I can be of where we are. And we're going to have that building built pretty soon. We've still got a bit of expenses to go, but I want you to know that all of these outlandish costs that everybody said throwing up their booming hands, I think we're gonna make monkeys out of them. We're gonna build a nice building and have it ready, and right now, we're estimating that we're gonna turn them in loose to go in there in May. And that's gonna be, tight with the weather we've got, but, we're inside now mostly. And, so I'm real proud of that, and I appreciate your interest in the roof. If you don't mind, you've got some help down there working. When you see that failed off, bring a ladder down and nail the stuff back down while I get a roof on it. Anything else? Have we covered everything? Maybe something else that I wanted to bring y'all up to date on. I try to keep y'all posted on everything. Anybody got any questions about any department? We had a work session, and our attorney here worried to death he's gonna miss a kickoff on that ballgame, but you're gonna have plenty of time to get there. You got, oh yeah, let me.
You're still on time, as long as we get that ball game.
Yeah, we'll get there. If you'll notice, I try to get us started and stop pretty quick. You don't have to stay long in here. I can tell you one thing.
We were on time.
Oh. There you go. I got it.
These easements for this CDBG project we got going, we should have been going a long time ago. I got a bone to pick with you. You turned over a heck of a job.
You all see what I had to do to get it where it was at, so.
But, everything's moving along pretty good. We're making some real good progress. There's one, with, Glenn Harris, that you got Glenn Harris and, Hansel, that's got no interest at all, and I've got to get that, I'm sorry, it's my
Get with me
fault.
on that check and see.
Yeah, huh?
Get with me on that, let's.
Yeah, I want you to clarify that, because when we got it, and he saw that, he said that he was up here to sign it. And I said, well, if we just scratch through there, it's not that important, you should sign it. He said, no, I ain't signing nothing with that land. So Glenn was pretty adamant that he wasn't gonna sign the thing, that we got it all correct, and I don't blame him.
Okay.
But I'll try to get that to you tomorrow.
All right.
And then the others, Dwayne Johnson has been real good in helping me to get these things off. I think that we got about Ms.
Do you hear from Miami yet?
No, but she told me she'd turn that right around. I need to call her again.
I'll call her
Yeah,
again.
you call her too. And the thing that really is left over, sit down, we ain't fixing to go just yet. Ken, I'm talking to you.
There you go.
Joe, I don't have Susie Easley's property done yet. I don't know where to go to get that done. Who?
That's the one in Miami. That's what.
No, she doesn't have this one now, the house over there.
You're not gonna be over there at the house. The house don't matter, this is on the other side of the road.
Oh, it's that other thing,
Yeah.
and that woman in Miami can do that inside of that one?
Yeah, those brothers and they'll take care of that. Yes, trust me.
Huh?
Y'all mentioning names that don't need to be mentioned.
What, on this property thing? Oh, no, that's got nothing.
Oh, that's public, they don't.
No, that's public
They don't
information.
matter. But anyway, I'll contact her. Let me talk with her either tonight or tomorrow.
I think we're making good progress on that. Anybody got any more questions about anything? I'll be glad to tell you anything I know about it. Be glad to. Well, I'm satisfied, Mr. Johnson.
So move, let's go home.
Move to go home. Is there a second? Second. Mr. Bloodworth, second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen.